I remembered what it meant to me. I had one. Dave Chappelle said something to me in the early 2000s. I held on to that.
Yeah.
In comedy condos and hell rooms for like the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Dave said I was funny.
Most comedy fans already knew Bill Burr was a raw, hysterical comic with impeccable timing that could make a crowd cringe with pure truth. Recently, the rest of the mainstream finally got a chance to see Bill Burr thanks to his hilarious monologue on Saturday Night Live. The cringe and awkward silence was priceless as he went through touchy subjects, but in this video, we're going to look at some stories from other comedians and insights about Bill Burr, as well as a few reactions from his recent Saturday Night Live monologue. If you like our content, please make sure to like the video and subscribe as it greatly helps the channel. On our first clip, we have Kevin Hart on The Joe Rogan Show. They were having a conversation about Kevin's outlook on life, his message, and how he always brings positivity to his situation. It was a very inspiring conversation with a serious tone until Patrice O'Neal and Bill Burr's name get brought up, which always turns into laughs and jokes. Kevin talked about the early days being on the circuit with these guys, and even with all his positivity, Patrice O'Neal always had something hateful to say. It wasn't meant in malice as it was from a comedic setting, but Bill Burr couldn't find the humor in Patrice's hate.
I remember he got Bill Burr so mad one time. Oh, Bill used to get so fucking mad. Beautiful thing about Bill Burr, when we be snapping, Bill was the guy that get mad. Like, it's not funny.
If you went after him,
it's not. None of it's funny. Y'all laughing. Bill be like, "Where's the punchline in it? There's no punchline." He would get so fucking mad.
On his new podcast, Uncle Joey, comedian and frequent Joe Rogan host Joey Diaz has some harsh but funny words for anyone who felt offended or was too soft for Bill Burr's brilliant monologue on Saturday Night Live.
If you got offended by Bill Burr's monologue, go fuck yourself. Bill Burr is one of the most brilliant comics working today, okay? He's married to an African-American woman. He's cool as fuck. I read some guy that after his first 3 minutes, I had to turn it off and shut it off. Well, listen, get a shot of COVID and stick it up your ass and go for broke, because you ain't gonna make it.
Burr is often referred to as the meanest and also the nicest comedian. In this clip, comedian Andrew Santino shows the gentler, kinder side of Bill Burr. Santino was at a lower point in his career, and he just did a Showtime special that didn't get any traction. He didn't feel the support from Showtime and was beating himself up about the jokes. Although he did mention that he got some support from fellow comedians, it was a text from Bill Burr that brought him to tears.
I was a little bit down about whatever in my life and my career. I wasn't getting a ton of traction, didn't get a lot of ad space. Showtime didn't really advertise it. I was bummed about it. I was sad. I was ripping myself to shreds. But I got a bing on my phone, and I read the text, and I went on my patio, and I swear to God, I cried, because it was from Bill Burr, and he just said, "Saw your shit. You fucking killed it. Keep doing your thing." And I swear to God, it meant so much to me.
On his podcast, Brilliant Idiots, Charlemagne the God and Andrew Schultz give their input of Bill Burr's SNL performance. In a time when wokeness, political correctness, and cancel culture has hindered comedians and made them tiptoe around touchy subjects, Charlemagne talks about how Bill's performance suddenly made people appreciate humor again.
I thought it was great.
It's comedy, baby.
That's what, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that Bill Burr in that moment, because for whatever reason on Saturday night, everybody understood the nuance of comedy again. But overall, I was really wow. I was like, wow, I liked the reaction from it. I thought it was great.
It was so funny.
I thought Bill slapped. I'm sitting there on the couch laughing.
On his podcast, comedian Akash Singh argued that Bill Burr is the best comic currently doing stand-up at the moment. His comment and view was inclusive of Dave Chappelle. It's close if Burr gives Chappelle a run for his money, but it's an interesting debate at the moment.
He right now might be the best. I think he's the best comic working right now in this moment. And I include Chappelle in that, which is lofty.
Oh, see, now I was separating Chappelle.
Whoa.
I was Chappelle's almost like...
Because Chappelle is kind of doing his own thing right now that isn't really stand-up in the sense.
And finally, in our last clip, on Joe Rogan's podcast, Bob Saget tells a story about Bill Burr's infamous Philly rant. Bob didn't know Bill Burr well at the time, just of him, but he got a front row seat of it all, his rawness and brilliance, as he took the heckles but then went back at the notorious Philadelphia South Jersey crowd. Even though Burr didn't think the set went well, to his peers, it became the stuff of a legend.
He got out there and they were booing him, and he just started to pummel them back and said the worst things you can say, every inappropriate thing you could possibly say. And at the end, the boos were as loud as the cheers. I think he got a standing ovation. He didn't see it. He comes off stage like a fighter. He's all sweaty. He said, "Did you see that? It was f***ing horrible. What the fuck was that?" I went, "Bill, that was great. Are you kidding?"
Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in for more, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.